Hello, this is Daniel with Boss C351 Productions. Today I am replacing my fender flares. These came with the grayish type fender flares on it to kind of match the factory FX4 wheels. Everything else, all the rest of the trim on the truck is black, as you can see. But these are the only parts that are this color. I am planning to upgrade the wheels on my truck to a matte black wheel, and this trim just doesn't match. Like I said, you can see all the rest of the trim on the truck is black, so I want it to match up. And what I've done, I've ordered on eBay some new trim. Got it at a discount again, just like I got my step rails at a discount. Only paid $89 for them. I think that was a great deal. These are the aftermarket fender flares I'm going to install today, and they mount with the same provisions that the factory ones do. Push pins and fender pins, and they also bolt on the front and the rear, at the bottom of the rear and at the front corner of the flare. And you see they are marked. The packages that they come in are also marked, you can see, to help you fit these on the truck in the right position. The other ones that are on eBay, some of them are not the best quality. Also, they do not mount on like the factory ones do. They want you to use a 3M tape to mount them on, and that is not acceptable to me. So let's get this started. I have worked on the passenger side of the truck, and I've got them off already, as you can see. What you're going to need a pry tool similar to this. You're going to need some side cutters or some small needle nose pliers, maybe a pick, and to make it a little bit faster and impact, with a 10mm socket and a socket wrench to go with it. And what you're going to be pulling out on the rear, you have these 10mm bolts. There's one at the bottom here, there's one at the bottom here. On the front, you've got 10mm nuts that come out there in the front here, right in here, and they're two 10mm nuts. They go to these studs in the factory fender flares. The other mounting provisions the fender flares have are these little clips. They attach to the fender into the fender flare. See, they've got little tabs on them, and they fit in the fender flare like this. Oop, I got it upside down. And they lock in, the little tabs lock in each side. So what you're going to have to do, you have to depress these to roll the fender flare off, and then once you have just these left on the vehicle, you've got to run this tool up under this shoulder here and pull kind of side to side motion so you can get it to release from the fender. And you have to be very careful. You will scratch your truck if you're not careful. Something a little like that right there. And all you do is you just, while it's in the fender, pull a little pressure one way and then start pulling another, and it'll start wiggling it out, and then it'll just pop out for you. The other provisions it has are these little push pins. What I'll do, I'm going to go to the parts store and see if I cannot locate some push pins. There should be 16 of them, from front to back and side to side. And I will post the part number, probably from the help section in the parts store. I will post the part number below this video in the description section. The thing we're going to do is take the nuts, two nuts out of the front fender, it holds the flare on. plier. This is not the best ratchet. This is the second Stanley ratchet I've got. After a little bit of work with them, the ratchet mechanism doesn't want to work too great and it reverses on you. Second one's way up here. I've got the two nuts out. Next thing we're going to do, you're going to have to get up under the front of the fender flare and kind of pull out carefully. What that'll do is give you a little slack. So you got a little slack under here, and that's where you get your tool to get the push pin in. Get it in. Now, sometimes they're going to break, sometimes they will pull out. It just takes some force to get them to come out. Wiggling, sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate. Be careful not to destroy your original fender flare while you're doing this. And there it is. Now I'm not going to show you taking all of them out on the front. For some reason the ones on the back are a lot harder to get out. I'm not sure why that is. The next step in the process to get the tabs on the inside of the fender flare to release from the fender, you're going to have to run your finger up underneath and get yourself some slack. Now remember, there's two studs here. Just work your way up. Work your way up till you get to one of them. When you get to it, you can either pull real hard and try to get it to release like that, which it released, but the tab is still on the fender. Or you can pull it out and reach down in with your pick and depress the two tabs that I was telling you about, just like this. So once you get it released, you just keep going. Say some are easy, some are not so easy. There's the second one. Now the third one, I'm going to use the pick to release the tabs. So I've got my finger in there, looking down in it. There's one tab. Here is the other tab. Push them down. Now I'm going to roll the fender down just a little bit to get it to release. And there it is. That's all there is to it. You just go all the way around the entire fender until you get all of them out. Now remember to pull the tab push pins out first. Then you go and release the tabs holding the fender flare on the fender. Now the rear comes off pretty much the same way, except for you have the two bolts, one here and one here. Now I'm going to use my impact to get them out because they are long-winded. Pretty much, like I said, it's the same. You've got your push pins, take them out. Then you have the fender clips all around as well. Pull them out the same way as I showed you earlier in the video. And then once you get all that done, what I would suggest and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash under the fender, wash in the fender where the fender flare was, and go ahead and apply a little bit of wax to help protect the paint, because even though these are mounted solid, there's a little flex in them, and that flex does wear at your paint. And plus, you know, when you wash your vehicle, you do not get under the fender flare, so you're gonna have to have something there to help protect it. So I'm gonna get this last one off, and then we're gonna go with the install. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the front ones on. Line up the bolts first. work your way around and line up the tabs. Just give it a tap as you line up the tabs. At the end, you might have to adjust it just a little bit to get the tabs to go in. Let's see, mounting hardware. This comes with a nut and a washer. Stuck them down, you don't have to torque down on it. That, and you got your push pins. We're going to make sure the holes are lined up. We're going to put our push pins in. Put your palm against it. Push. 1. 2. 3. 4. There's one more. I told you initially 16. There's actually 18. You have this one down here at the very bottom. Push it up in there, give it a little tap. Seat it. That's how you install the front ones. And the rear ones go on pretty much like the front. This time you have 2 bolts. Let's go ahead and line up our tabs. Work our way down the other side. Let's get our impact and our 2 bolts. Remember, inside the fender here there's some supports. You're going to have to line up the support with the bolt hole, because the support has a blind nut on it. And that's what you are bolting. May take a minute. Now all you have left is to put the push pins in. There's just 4 here, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and you're done. let's see what it looks like. This is the finished product. They are matte black. They should match my rims almost perfectly. This is Daniel with Boss C351 Productions. I appreciate you watching my videos. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I appreciate you watching my videos. Please subscribe to my videos. Every time I do something on my truck or when I start my Mustang up again, I'll be posting more videos. Again, thank you for watching.